Well, hi everyone, Narelle Fleming here from Transforming Lives Training and Coaching, and today I just wanted to share with you a bit of a tool coaches use to help people to see a bigger picture of what's going on in their world. I've used this several times throughout my life just to gauge where I'm at, where are things that I might need to improve, or even just to encourage me in areas that I'm doing really well in. And there's different ways coaches use this tool. So I'm going to use it probably a little bit differently than some coaches do, and I'm just going to expand on it a little bit just to help you to really capture what's going on in your world and what you might want to do in order to make some improvements. And so this is what we call the wheel of life, or an analysis wheel, or there's lots of different names, but for this purpose I'm going to use it for a wheel of life. In my business coaching, I use it in we use coaching terminology here, business terminology here. I also use it in relationships, so we put some people around here, but for this purpose, this is just going to give you an overview of where you are in your life and what it all looks like. Because sometimes in your head, your life looks like one thing, but once we get it down in a picture, because your brain loves pictures, you're able to really step back and have a look and really just be really aware of what's going on. So let's get started. There's 8 areas that I've put on this particular wheel, and you can really put whatever you like on it. You're just looking at different areas of your life. I've got body, mind and spirit, and these one here are in bold because ultimately this is who we are, and everything that we do in this area here really does affect all the other areas of our life. And so my cat's running around. So we've got body, mind and spirit, and on this one I've got relationships. For this particular one, we're looking at just a broad idea of what your relationships are like. Career, business, study, depending on what you're doing right now, your finances, your lifestyle. When I talk about lifestyle, I'm talking about things like your social life, or the house that you live in, the car you drive, that sort of thing. And then contribution, where do you serve others, or where do you give finances and things like that. All right, so this is how we use the tool. It's really quite simple. We've got an area in here, and this represents 0, not particularly happy with how things are going. And then we've got over here 10, really happy, couldn't be better. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to gauge each area of our life, and what we're trying to do is just go, you know what, this is how I feel about life right now. And as I said, we use this tool over and over again just to gauge. So what we're doing is we're talking about how we feel about life right now, like today. So we're just going to gauge it. We just gauge it from 0 to 10. And all we need to do is go, you know what, my body, in regards to my health, in regards to my exercise, my nutrition, generally, how do I feel about my body right now? So all we need to do is just go, you know what, right now, I won't do it for me. I'll just do a hypothetical. Hypothetically, we go, you know what, I'm not really exercising. I'm kind of feeling a bit frumpy. I really haven't been working. I know it's been on my mind. So you know what, I'm going to give it about a 4. I'm not too bad. I don't eat junk food all the time. With my mind, I'm talking about, are you developing? Are you growing who you are? Are you learning anything new? What are the thoughts that you have? Your mind is really about your thoughts, and there's neurons in there that affect how we behave. And so right now you could be thinking, you know what, in my mind, you know what, I'm not actually doing a lot to develop myself. I'm kind of just going through the day, doing my thing, my life, whatever. I'm not actually growing or developing. So I'm just going to put that down here. In regards to your spirit, it's really about how you're feeling emotionally. Like, are you at peace? Do you have joy? Are you really frustrated? Are you really annoyed all the time? You're just generally unhappy. There's lots of different emotions or spirit you can have there. This could also relate to your relationship with God. If you have a faith in Jesus, or you have some sort of faith at all, this could be related to that as well. So, in this I could go, you know what, I'm feeling really unsettled. I'm not spending a lot of time with God, or I'm not really meditating, I'm not really doing anything to make myself feel better, I'm not looking after myself. So perhaps, it might just be a little bit down here, perhaps. In regards to relationships, let's just have a look on this one here for this example. I'm just looking at my most closest relationships. So let's say hypothetically I'm looking at my relationship with husbands and kids. And you can say, you know what, in general, we're doing pretty all right. You know what, kids are happy, husband and I are happy, we date, and what have you. So, you know what, I'm going to probably put this up here. In regards to your study, your business, or your career, again, are you happy with where you're at? Or are you feeling a little like this is not my call on my life? I don't know what to do. I'm feeling stuck. So you could probably put that down here. In regards to finance, are you happy with the finances that you have? Are you able to give, and are you able to do the things that you want to do? Do you have the things that you want to have? Are you able to support areas of ministries or charities, or just family members? So, you know, how are your finances? You might just put it here. In regards to lifestyle, how's your house? How's your social life? How's your car? All that sort of stuff. So, you know, you might put that at, you know what, I have a really nice house, pretty chumped with that. The next one is contribution. So this is where we serve. Do you serve anywhere? Do you help anyone in particular? Do you help your friends? Do you help out at church? You know, what other areas do you give? Are you a generous giver? Maybe you could put that down here if you're not really involved. And so what we begin to see is what life is looking like, and we can take a step back and ask ourselves a few questions. We can ask ourselves, what's really happening with my body right now? What am I actually doing? What is it about this area of my life that I'm not really, really excited about? This is going really well, but you know what, I'd really like to bump this up. How can I do that? What are some of the things that I'd like to do? So we'll go through a little bit of that in a minute. What I also wanted to mention is that rather than you drawing this, I have put a link down below, and you'll be able to access actually this worksheet for free. I just wanted to give you a gift there. All right, so what happens then when we've looked at this and we go, right, well, you know what, life just isn't the way I want it to be. So what do we do? Well, there's a couple of things that I like to do within a Wheel of Life, and I like to just really get a very, very clear picture of exactly what this even means. If it's only here, what's happening here for it only to be here? So generally what I'll do is I'll just extend these lines a little. And what I want to know is, what am I seeing? What am I hearing? And how am I feeling? These are the senses that our neurons use to help us to feel a particular way or to live out life. And so what we're looking at is, with my body, what am I seeing? Okay, let's just say, well, what I'm seeing is I eat, let's say, I don't know, let's say I eat chocolate. I can't even spell chocolate. I can't spell when I'm writing on a whiteboard, but that actually says chocolate. Chocolate. I eat chocolate every day. I see myself sitting on the couch for 6 hours watching TV. I can hear myself saying, I feel frumpy. I feel, what else? Fatigued or tired, probably a better word that we use. So they're things that you could be hearing. You could even be saying to yourself, I am lazy. You could write, I am maybe fat. Not a nice word to say to yourself, but anyway, so there are things that I see, hear, feel. I see myself eating chocolate every day. I actually don't, because I don't like it. I see myself sitting on the couch for 6 hours just watching Netflix, you know, every afternoon. I feel frumpy. I feel really tired and fatigued. I'm just lazy. I'm just so fat, and nobody likes me, and blah, blah, blah. And so we look at that, and we just want you to keep going around, you know, with your mind. You could be thinking things like, kind of, this is so low. So we're looking at maybe some of the negative things that we might say to ourselves, like, no one likes me. We could say things like, I'm dumb. You could be seeing yourself just watching drama films instead of like good, healthy, instead of PD, personal development stuff. You could be feeling, what else you could be feeling? I feel, I should have thought about this. I'm feeling vague and forgetful. Things like that. With your spirit, you might see that you don't read your Bible. Do not read. If you read your Bible, I don't. Or maybe even in here in the mind, you say, I read one PDF book per year, maybe, if you read them at all. Spirit, you could say that I feel frustrated. I feel stuck. I feel alone. We're looking at this. So not all necessarily negative things, but in this case, we put it down here. For relationships, you could say I date husband, hubby, partner, whoever you have, once a week. Kids and I have fun playing games. I love my family. So it just helps us to have a bit more of a bit of a picture of exactly what's happening in our world. And so I really love this this tool. So what I want to do right now is I just want to flip it a little bit. Just have to find my pen, won't walk about. Flip it a little bit and just have a talk about how we actually change this picture. I don't know. Oh, there it is. Change this picture using this same type of thing. So what we do is, you know what, right now, within the next 30 days or so, it would be amazing if my study, my business and my career actually could jump up to about a 5. That would be amazing. If I could have that in my life, that would be amazing. So then what we'll do is, well, what do I have to see, hear and feel in order for my business to go from about a 3 to about a 5 or a 6? So at the moment, what we're probably looking at is, you could be, for your study, you could be like, I procrastinate all the time. I don't do my studies. I watch Netflix a lot. I get really bored with my lectures, so I have my lecture on, but I really am scrolling through Facebook. So what do you see? What do I hear? This is too hard. I can't do this. These assignments are so long. I don't understand. And that makes me feel flat, dull. It makes me feel lazy. It makes me feel like I can't do it. It makes me feel like I'm worthless. It makes me feel like I want to give up. So there's probably a lot of things in there that you see, hear, feel. But what we're actually asking now is, if I was to live at a higher standard with my business or my study, so the example is study, then this is what I would see. I would see that I have a time management plan. So I'd have a plan on the wall that would help me. So that's one thing I would see. Second thing I would see is I am studying for 4 hours a day. I can see that I am listening and being present during lectures. I could be hearing, I love studying, this is amazing. I love studying. this is amazing. You could put things like, this is going to change my life, is going to change my life. And I could be feeling energized. What else could I feel? Accomplished. So it gives us a bit more of a picture of to go from here to here, to go from this standard to a higher standard. These are some of the things that I need to be doing and feeling and saying about my studies in order to actually move me forward. The same could be said for anything. In here, you can apply these around the wheel. I don't want the video to go so long, but I'm really hoping that it helps you to capture this. So what I'm going to get you to do, if you like, is to download this worksheet, okay? Maybe copy it off a couple of times and do the one that is what life is right now, and then what you want life to look like. So you have two variables there. So if you would live at a higher standard, what would you do? So I'm going to put the link for this below. You can work through it. I'll also put a link on there if you'd like some more help with this. You'll be able to book a coaching session with me, and I'll help you go through this and look at areas of your life. But what I wanted to just quickly say is, we can look at all of this and you're like, Narelle, well, you know what, in order for my body to be better, I've got to go walking and, write a health plan, and I have to, prepare meals and everything. And for my mind, I've got to read more. And for my spirit, I've got to do this. And for my relationships, I've got to do this. And, there's just so much, Narelle. But there really isn't. Let me share something with you. These three areas of your life, even if you just worked slightly on your body, you got a little bit healthier, meaning you got more energy, then how would that affect your relationships with your family? If you had more energy and you were more fit, how would that affect your relationships? Perhaps what will happen is that, at the end of the day, when you've had a full day of work, you're going to be able to still have the energy to invest in your children when you get home. With your mind, so if you developed a little bit more in your confidence and what you're thinking, and you developed more of your study, and things like that, you actually were feeling more confident about yourself, you may actually inject some more confidence in this area of study. So rather than procrastinating because you don't understand and you don't know and you won't ask for help, just this bit of extra confidence and personal development may help you with your career and your business or your studies. Developing who you are, which is what your mind is, your character, your thinking, your confidence, your lifestyle, your social life might increase because you're willing to go out and not get smashed drunk, and you'll be able to actually just engage in really great conversation. As you develop in your studies, that might actually engage in a different social group because you've got something of value to bring to people. With your spirit, as you become, more at peace and, a lot more full of joy, then that's really going to flow into your relationships, and it's going to flow into your finance and your social life. And so, at the end of the day, you don't have to change everything. But just even if you change these three areas of your life, just small improvements, it will flow through and make a huge difference down here. So what I encourage you is, coming up, starting on the 1st of September, is what I've got, what I call the 3 and 30 challenge. And what we're doing is we're making just 3 small changes in each one of these areas. So what we're looking at is, you'll make one small change in regards to your body. You might go for a 30-minute walk. You might stop eating sugar. You might increase your water. You might stop drinking alcohol. I don't really know. Something in that area. In your mind, we're looking at some personal development books and some personal development in how your brain works and how your mind works and how your belief systems work. So we're going to change something in here. And also in your spirit, we're looking at just changing one thing. So you may, if you have a faith, you'll read your Bible, or you'll worship, or you'll pray. If you want to, you can meditate. You could do random acts of kindness. You could write 3 things that you're grateful for every day. So they're just small changes, and we're going to do that for 30 days straight throughout September. So we kick that off on the 1st of September. But before we actually get started, there's a whole bunch of this type of training that I'm going to do with you to help you set goals and to manage your time, and just to teach you a little bit more around your mindset. So there's great stuff in there. And if you'd like to find that, that's really simple. If you find the Facebook page called Narelle Fleming, Transforming Lives Training and Coaching, you will find the 3 in 30 challenge. You can also go to narellefleming.com, and the 3 in 30 challenge is on there as well. So if you'd love that, you can send a reply. If you want to get in contact with me, just go to narellefleming.com and you will find me on there. I hope that's been super valuable to you, and I hope that's given you a really great glimpse of where your life is and where you could take your life and what you could do to make those simple changes. All right, well, God bless you. Have a fantastic day, and I look forward to connecting with you soon.